Welcome back to Cinema Flex Music Picks. I'm Dave, your host with most, the beast with the least. Least we can do today is continue on with our album series with a look with the albums that were in the year that was 2022. And today's is the comeback album, if you will, by the Yeahs, their first in 9 years. Only their fifth album. Fifth album. Yeah, fifth album. But their first again in 9 years. So it seems kind of weird that the Yeahs have been gone for nearly a quarter century now. Still thinking there's a young modern band, but we're all getting older, aren't we? We're all going in the same direction. And that's kind of the theme of the album in a strange way. So here it is. I love an album that doesn't have the title in the front. I think it's lovely. It's a gorgeous shot. But it's all over the back. Yeahs, cool it down. The Yeahs, of course, the lead singer is the incomparable, the wonderful Karen O. And the O stands for Oh, how much I love you. I'm just trying to get a picture of her. Let me count the ways, Karen, for you are a treasure. I'm sure there's a good picture of her. Yeah, there we go. Karen, back and fabulous. And you'll look, she's in the booklet as well. Not that they push her too much. I mean, she's always been the front lady, but from personal, let's not be gender specific here. And of course, Nick's still the guitar man, the bass man, and the synth man all in one. He can do it all. Nick Zinma, Brian Chase on percussion, all sorts of drums on, especially this and the last one before they never split. They just stopped making music and had side projects and things. But Brian does a lot more percussively than just. I shouldn't say just drumming, that makes it sound as if I'm putting down drummers, but he does a lot of different percussive things, including electronically. This album is, again, joint number 6 on our Albums of the Year list, but it's just a stunning, mature album from a band who are very different from the ones we left in 2013, or who left us in 2013. And the story goes is that during the pandemic, Karen and Nick said, we may never be able to tour again as the Yeahs. And they did their own thing as a duo, as a side project, and done that more recently. But the idea of not being able to tour as your, indie rock legend band, kind of, because nobody knew what was going to happen during COVID. Luckily, we seem to be, fingers crossed, over the worst of it, but so they can tour again, luckily, but at the time, as far as they knew, they might never be able to go out in public again, barely, and never mind tour the world if they wanted. So they thought, let's make an album, show where we are today, and if nothing else, it'll be something for our fans, if we don't get to tour again, for them to hear, look, we're still the Yeahs and we're still going. They're a more mature band, obviously. It's been a decade, and that decade from your late 20s to your late 30s, no need to tell me, Chris, 38 in May, is quite a big jump in what you go through in life, and it reflects in their attitudes here. They used to be famous for having raucous live shows, and jumping off stage, falling off stage sometimes, intentionally, and getting all sorts of injuries and things. And Karen's a hell of a front person, excuse me. But what we really kind of get with this is a much more, I've already used the word mature, but a more developed and introspective Yeahs, which of course being recorded during lockdown explains that. But I think what I'll do is, like I did on the Miles Kane one, just highlight a couple of tracks. I think that works best, and then just sum up the whole mood of the album. Spitting Off the Edge of the World is our moody opener. I think Yeahs meet Berlin era Bowie in terms of massive sound, huge sound, and it features one of the best bands of the last 10 years, or the best acts, because it's kind of one person. But Perfume Genius does some vocals, and they're not too many, but some vocals. and that was great because Perfume Genius, I've loved most of his albums, but the last one from last year, spoilers, will not be on my list. It was a major disappointment for me. It was one of the few disappointments of last year because I really loved Perfume Genius, and especially when produced by Blake Mills, and that was, but oh well. Speaking of producers, your producer on this is, I can't remember his name, is he in the credits, but it's your man from TV on the Radio, so another New York art band, mastered, mixed, that's really weird, it doesn't say who produced the bloody record. Anyway, it's the guy from, trust me, it's the guy from TV and the Radio. You can look it up, this is the internet, that's the wonderful thing about it. You do the hard work. But your opener again, big Bowie-esque, meets the IAS, spitting off the edge of the world, and it's moody, but it's got this epic synth sound. It sounds like, the edge of the world, it sounds like the end of the world in places. It's ominous. It's a headphone track and a half. You need to don't have this playing on your phone or something, just sitting there. No. Headphones out for this one, folks. You will hear some amazing things. It goes really, it starts with cowards. Here's the sun, so bow your heads. In the absence of bombs, draw your breath. Dark, dark places shall be known. And then Perfume Genius comes in to sign the line, and she's melting houses of gold. Doing a very Bowie-esque vocal on it, which is pretty cool. And the kids cry out, we're spitting off the edge of the world. Turns into a big rock anthem when it gets to the chorus. You've gone from Berlin Bowie to big rock anthem. You think, yeah, the indie rock has not melted away. They haven't just said, let's go synthy and stay there. Synthy. So I was going to make a very bad joke there, but I won't do it. And the contrast to that more melancholy, but still wonderfully catchy track is different today, and it couldn't be more different today. It's upbeat, infectious pop. I've had this stuck in my head so much that on a couple of these album reviews I've had this in my head when trying to think of another tune. It starts with the sound of Karen talking as if she's on the telephone, so that's kind of vocal quality, and you just hear her going, I feel different today, different today, different today, I do. I feel different today, different today, different today about you. And then it kind of hits him with a bit more of a beat, and then she comes back in with, oh, how the world keeps on spinning, and it's always spinning. She never goes spinning, it's always spinning really fast, spinning out of control. And basically that's the two main parts of it. Sonically there's many different ways in which it's presented, but she uses the refrains and the chorus and the verse, if you will, and just keeps going back to the I feel different today. She doesn't always do it with the telephone sound, different today I do, and then that always moves into the oh, how the world keeps on spinning out of control. Infectious. You'll be dancing when that track comes on, I'm telling you. It's so they've definitely put a little sugar alongside the salt of this album. So it's an album that's very much, if it is the beautiful sound of the apocalypse, you will dance your way merrily to the next life, folks. Because there are tracks on here that are vintage, it's kind of, you can see yourself just, I could groove out to this on a Friday night, no problem whatsoever. They're back, you know. And then there's other moments where they've clearly been listening to different things in the past 10 years, and they're just different people now, and they're not making the New York art rock stuff anymore. They are doing more modern and also retro sounds at the same time. So yeah, but if you do like the from years ago, and you do like your art rock, and you do like indie rock, and Gosh, I think they've been nominated for Best Alternative at the Grammys. You think, alternative to what? What does that actually mean these days? Like, God, I think it was one year the alternatives were outselling the actual albums of the year, and you think, so why are they the alternatives? They're the mainstream then, surely. You know, I guess because you can never call Paul McCartney or somebody, you know, alternative, even though he's maybe sound less than some of the alternative choices. But yeah, massive sounds. On the synths especially, that's where this album really comes alive. Nick is doing more synth stuff here than guitar. So if you're someone who loved Nick Zimmer as a guitar player, you're not going to get the histrionics from too much on this. In places, definitely, but not too much. There's not a full guitar track here, but there's definitely spots. Whereas if you like Nick's synth work and his keys work, you're going to be spoiled. Spoiled children that you are. And if you like Karen O, and who doesn't, then you are so blessed because she is in fine voice. She sounds absolutely amazing. And Karen, I may feel different today, but I'll always love you. Yeah, Karen O. I mean, look at those eyes. Karen. This is just going to turn into me gushing over Karen O. But yeah. She loves you, yes. And we love you, yes. And it's choice 6, yeah. Cool down, baby. Number 6, joint 6 album of the year. Cool It Down by the yes. They are back. And hopefully, please Karen, please Nick, don't make me wait another 9 years, eh? I don't want to be 46 and then just talking about the 6th album that you've done, please. Anyway, stay very safe out there. Love and mercy to you and your friends tonight, particularly if one of your friends happens to be Karen O.